making them pay.
Time called here. The Bulls decide to talk it over.
Clearly, he's not pleased with all the looks they've given up on the inside, and also to get them to tighten up that defense.
Yeah, and I think he's going to let them know about it. I mean, they're playing some
I'm doing
soft,
so bad right now.
interior defense, and you can't win that way. That's a recipe for disaster if you're not going to play with some physicality inside.
Chicago making a switch here. Gibson's checked in.
I think that play sort of sums up what we've seen throughout.
Just
Just
got this
simply
game
being
yesterday,
outplayed
so-
both sides of the ball. Smart basketball defensively turning into quick points.
And that can't continue. I mean, if they hope to get back in this game, I mean, it's really deflating from a morale standpoint. They need stops and points, not turnovers.
It's intercepted.
Oh, great.
And here comes Livingston, leading the fast break. And Iguodala with the basket, the assist by Livingston. And that's now 6 points for Andre Iguodala. 59 seconds left to play here in the half. Gasol passes to Mirotic. Blanketed by the D, fights to the rim for the layup. Mirotic has got his first 2 points.
Outstanding entry pass there. He knew exactly where to go with the ball.
Spates sets a screen. Spates with a screen on Brooks. Back to Barbosa. Jumper off the screen. Can't get it to go. And the Bulls going the other way now. Now 8 seconds separating the 2 clocks. It's stolen by Green. Here is Livingston. He has 6. At the elbow, it's Iguodala. Unloads from 13. Can't finish the one-handed jam. So as we conclude the first half, so far fairly...
Thank you, Kevin.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello again, everybody. Ernie Johnson here alongside Kenny. The Jets. Nobody had an answer for Draymond Green in the first. He had 9 points, 4 rebounds, and 1 assist. Taking a look at the Warriors, Kenny, what'd you think?
Their ability to get into the paint
And that's it for halftime as the second half is just about to get underway. See you after the game.
And as we begin the...
Yes, I want to quit. doing trash right now. That was a three-pointer. If that was...
It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Welcome to 2K Sports, everybody. Thanks for joining us. Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, and Kenny Pierce as they play against the Bulls out in Chicago. For Chicago, they're looking to come out strong and make their mark early. They have to look at this game as a great opportunity to do just that. Taking a look at the changes for Chicago with the departure of Tom
I don't
Thibodeau.
care.
Just how big of an impact, Shaq, is his absence going to be on this team?
First of all, it's not a departure. He was fired ungreatly. These people fired him. Anyway, they enjoyed great defense all the years under Thibodeau.
And a great look at Chicago's front yard, Grant Park, and the tall towers of downtown. It's a West versus East contest here in the windy city of Chicago, Illinois, as the Bulls play one at home. Sit back and enjoy this presentation of NBA basketball on 2K Sports. I'm Kevin Harlan, and here with me today, Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. And now the Golden State Warriors starters. It's the Splash Brothers, Curry and Thompson at the guard spots. The defensive stalwarts, Green and Bogut, are down low. And it's Barnes in at the 3 spot. Derrick Rose has certainly piled up the awards for such a young player, starting with Rookie of the Year, the 111 first-place votes to only 5 for the runner-up. We know about his MVP, and that just shines out so brightly for him.
And how about he and Michael Jordan, the only MVPs in Chicago Bulls history?
Bulls on D, 4-point game. Barnes kicks to Thompson. A baseline J, no good. And Chicago will go the other way with the ball. Now Dunleavy. Gasol dishes to Rose. Does not find the mark. He's made 2 and missed 1 now. And here we go. And the wide open shot from Green. The offensive rebound. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Bulls will take it.
And really just a lack of awareness on his part. Just no idea he was right near the line.
For Chicago, they've gone 2 of 3 here to start out the game. To the paint, here's Gasol. The shot's good on the assist by Butler. Gasol's got his first basket.
I like it. I like it. He broke out the fancy finish there.
Got a piece of it. Curry kicks to Green. Back to Curry. 13 feet away. Good.
And his presence as a scorer, it just has a calming effect for the rest of the team. He's a fallback option whenever they need one.
Now here's Rose. Here's Butler. Soft touch off the glass.
You know, you're going to have success when you can start out shooting 80% from the game. So early offensively, they've been great. That's the way you like to start.
Here's Barnes. Nice move. And he lays it up and in. Curry's got his second basket of the game.
I tell you what, guys, it's going to be a tough day on this defense if he's got the A game rolling tonight.
The Bulls have gone 4 of 5 from the field so far. It was the season of destiny, and the Warriors certainly followed through. Clark, the best team in the league all year, and they finished the job beating the Cavs in the finals.
And they were on a mission from the get-go. They would become another team to win 65 games or more and win the finals. Impressive work.
Barnes. And it's Dunleavy with the rebound.
Well, I tell you what, that's too good a look to pass up there. Even though it didn't go, that's one you got to take.
And it's Rose penetrating. That drops. Rose has got 6 points.
And for the Warriors, they had tough opponents the whole way. I mean, the Pelicans, Grizzlies, and Rockets, they all put up fights. The Cavs in the finals were just as tough with LeBron, but the Warriors found a way to come through. That mid-range jumper is just another one of his weapons.
Fires from 14, and it's Chicago scoring.
Why don't let me switch?
This is as good as it gets for a first quarter in terms of shooting the basketball.
Greg, you're exactly right. I mean, everything seems to be dropping. Impressive scoring here.
And there's Joakim Noah on the assist by Rose.
Every time they get scored on during this run, it's come from inside the paint.
Yeah, they have really owned the interior. You've got to collapse that defense and force them to beat you over the top.
Chicago making some changes. Taj Gibson's checked in for Noah. Mirotic comes in for Dunleavy. And it's Brooks in for Rose. And the Warriors also making a change. Spates is checked in.
And for the Warriors, it had been nearly 40 years, guys, since the franchise made it to the finals. They had a lot of pressure on them to win and finish things off, but they got it done and did it in emphatic fashion, winning on the road. The title solidified them as one of the all-time outstanding teams in NBA history.
And what a first year it was for Steve Kerr and the Warriors. It was the best debut as a new coach ever. 67 wins. He also established a franchise win total in his first year.
And Gibson, here we go. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him. On our old partner, Steve Kerr also got a chance to coach the West All-Stars. And Greg, his record-setting debut season with the Golden State Warriors. Clark, he really hit a lot of big milestones early.
Well, none of us are surprised at his success.
No.
I mean, Steve will be the first to tell you it was because he was surrounded by excellent assistants. I mean, that's one of the underrated aspects of being a good coach is you've got to have a good staff, and Steve has that.
Excellent point. Shot's good by Iguodala.
Wow, got that one off right in the face of the big fella. Nice quick-fire release.
Yeah, and the mid-range shot really the only option in that situation. Sometimes when you're facing a bigger guy, you can't get it all the way to the rim.
Here is Brooks after the made shot from Andre Iguodala. That one's no good. 0 of 1 to begin the game. Warriors trail by 9. Here's Barbosa. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up and 2 shots coming up. Chicago was as strong as they would have hoped for last season at home in the United Center. A lot of big wins for them here.
Yeah, and despite all the injuries, they go 27-14 at home, and that helped to assure them of home court in the first round of the playoffs.
Chicago making a switch here. Heinrich's checked in. Festus Ezeli, he's checked in for Golden State.
You know, you look back on the Bulls' record last year with 27 home wins. That's pretty solid. Same exact total as they had the year before. They haven't gone below 500 at home since 2008.
Brooks outside. Pass to Heinrich. At the elbow, it's Gasol. Here's Gibson, and that's good. A nice job in the glass as they pick up 2 on the second effort.
And it's like raining buckets right now. I wonder if this is the early stages of a blowout.
Well, we got to be careful. Don't want to get ahead of ourselves just yet. But it has been pretty ugly so far, no doubt about that.
44 seconds left to play in the first quarter.
And a big part of why the Bulls are tough at home is this crowd. I mean, sold out every game last season. Led the league in total attendance for 6 straight seasons, averaging over 21,000 fans per game.
And he knocks down the first one. It's incredible to think that Pau Gasol last year set a career high in points in a game for as long, Clark, as he's played. He had that 46-point game in January.
Yeah, that's 46 points for Pau to go with 18 rebounds. I mean,
right.
You rarely see a player of his age putting up a career high like that.
And with Pau, that 46-point game, he became the oldest player to get 45 points and 15 rebounds.
Mirotic has a wide-open look. And again, Chicago, no good. Here is Livingston. Still getting warmed up offensively. No buckets yet in the game for him. Misses from close range.
Boy, I tell you what, guys, he's an extremely strong finisher. I'm surprised he wasn't able to power that through the defense.
Deep 2 from Brooks. No good on the buzzer beater. And after just one. And Pau Gasol, after some great years and some difficult years, talks about now his newfound excitement playing with the Chicago Bulls. I think you'd have to say that Gasol's decision to go to Chicago, Clark, was great. He clearly gave it a lot of thought. It's hard to imagine him having made a better pick.
You know, I agree. Not only is he happy, but so are his teammates. Ask Rose and Noah and Butler. Those guys love playing with him, and you can see how the change of scenery rejuvenated the big Spaniard, too.
Welcome back, everyone. A lopsided first quarter in the books already as we start the second quarter. What do you guys think so far about the offensive approach for the Bulls?
You've got to like the consistency with which they're hitting that mid-range jump.
Well, the job of penetrating that they've done so far has really been excellent. I mean, they've done a nice job driving to the hoop effectively.
And Golden State looking at who they've got. The Splash Brothers are the guards. Green at the 4 with Bogut at the 5. And it's Barnes in at the small forward position. Green kicks to Thompson. Tries it from 19, and it's out of bounds. Last touch by Thompson.
And that's just carelessness there. I mean, you have got to have your head in the game.
The Bulls leading by 16. Rose kicks to Butler. It's good. This time the assist from Rose. Rose has got 4 assists in the game. Butler's gone 3 for 4 here from the field. So many great statistics are available to demonstrate just how dominant the Warriors were last season. My favorite is G8, their point differential.
You know, to be able to beat your opponent by double digits on average is something only 8 teams have been able to do.
Oh, but when I was on the Bulls, they weren't that good.
It's amazing.
And guys, the Warriors ended the year at just over a 10-point differential per game. I mean, still that number is staggering when you think of what it takes to achieve that mark over the course of a season. Typically, championship teams are somewhere in the +6 to +8 range. 10 is off the charts.
Here's Bogut following the score by Derrick Rose. And stolen by Butler.
His back.
It's 3-on-3 on the fast break. Here's Gibson. Great D that time from Green.
I'm a fan of anybody who defends that way. I mean, they weren't about to open the door and just allow him to cruise in for a layup.
Golden State moving the ball around. The drive by Thompson. Here's Curry. Off the left rim and out.
And you know what? That Warriors point differential was helped out a lot by their play at home. The home differential was almost plus 15 points per game. A lot of blowout wins. Scary thing is they set their starters in the fourth so often, they could have made those numbers even higher had they wanted.
Derrick Rose, unbelievable spirit. We know about his toughness, has fought through injuries of all kinds that might cause a lesser competitor to hang up his sneakers.
And competitor, that's the word, Kevin. I mean, he was impossible.
Wow, okay.
To outcompete at the high school level, the college level, and now in the pros.
Here's Thompson. It's stolen by Rose. Here's Dunleavy. Barnes grabs the miss.
The bucket just not well protected, but still he doesn't convert too often. That's been the story with him.
And, you know, back to D. Rose for a moment. He drives the lane now as hard as he did before the injuries. It's a level of fearlessness that only a few guys possess. And it's not teachable. You either have it or you don't.
Chicago leading by 20. Butler kicks to Rose. And we're now a little over 2.5 minutes into the second quarter. That's good.
And, you know, back to D. Rose. He grew up in a brutally dangerous neighborhood on Chicago's south side. Some of that fearlessness, that competitiveness he exhibits was learned early on out of necessity.
Golden State on D, following the score by Derrick Rose. Barnes grabs the miss.
That's the kind of D you need when he's got the ball near the hoop. They were all over him.
Inside, here's Bogut. Great pass to set up the lay-in.
And when the size advantage is as big as it was there, I mean, that's exactly what he's supposed to do in that situation.
And a little under 3.5 minutes elapsed in the second quarter of play. Rose kicks to Butler. Pass to Noah. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him.
And you look at Joakim Noah, I mean, one of those hybrid talents. As a center, he gives you the rebounding, the shot blocking you want. But then he also has tremendous passing skills and instincts and the energy of a mountain lion.
Here's what Chicago's going with right now. Pau Gasol's checked in for Gibson. Mirotic comes in for Mike Dunleavy. Kirk Heinrich, he's checked in for Jimmy Butler. And it's Brooks in for Rose. And going back to Joakim Noah, he really is a hybrid. He holds American, Swedish, and French citizenships. He's truly a man of the world, and he's worldly on the floor. He can guard and play a lot of different positions.
And Kevin, he looks like a man of the world. He has a unique style unto himself, but I'll take the versatility and the hustle he brings on my team any day. If he's healthy, he's a factor. And how about the execution on that play? The screen was set up in exact.
See you guys in the next stream.